Welcome on in to Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 12. And my name is Deborah, and I'm going to be doing individual recaps on all the individual couples. So be sure to drop down in the comments, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And at the end of this video, check out above my head. There'll be links to all the individual videos and you can watch them all. Now we're moving on to Kirsten and Shaq. And what does Shaq say this episode? Do your thing, player, do your thing. Well, folks, it looks like we have a liftoff. We have a liftoff. We got kisses this episode, and we find out at the end when they show the previews that they consummate the marriage on this same night. Well, thank goodness, 24 days before decision day, Kirsten's trying to lock this in. I told you guys that this had nothing to do with a bald head. I told you this had nothing to do with a bald head. You know who Kirsten is? Kirsten is a woman who walks around with a list. She has a list. And what she's doing is she's checking off the list before she feels you're worthy of her. And that's what she was doing to Shaq. She was going through the list. The problem is she got married at first sight. The problem that she ran into was she was married at first sight, so she should have been 2 feet in from the beginning. Instead, what Kirsten was doing was she was vetting Shaq as if she was dating Shaq. That's what she was doing. She was at a process of vetting Shaq, when what she should have realized was I was married at first sight. I'm already in the marriage, so I need to move straight to that mode. But now here we are 24 days before decision day, and she's just now starting to really date and act like she married to Shaq. And let me tell you, we also find out that as soon as she gave up the cookies, she's over here talking about now you need to buy me a house. Girl, is your stuff worth all that? I'll buy you a house. And she don't mean buy a house together with him, people. She told him he needs to buy her a whole house or buy them a whole house, all his money. I told you guys Kirsten was broke. Didn't I tell you that she was broke? That's why she didn't have no furniture in that house. Kirsten is coming up with a list of everything that she needs from Shaq. Besides needing a house, she sat over here and wants him to do a logo for her business and a website. First of all, this is a 2023. 2023, and you're a real estate agent. Why the heck do you need your own website? Don't you work for a brokerage company, Keller Williams, Century 21, Remax? They have websites for their agents. All they do is plug and play. You put your picture up and a bio and it's done. Why the heck is he having to do a website for you? Why the heck is he having to do a logo for you? Keller Williams has their logo. You don't have no separate logo. Who is Kirsten? Is she an independent real estate agent out here? She ain't even working for no big brokerage company, working up underneath another broker who's experienced that can teach her. But she got a master's and a bachelor's. I'm telling you, Kirsten can't do too much. Kirsten can't do too much, y'all. She really does need a man that's going to pretty much do everything for her. That's why she wants him around all the time. Where are you going? When are you coming back? Why ain't you here? Because Kirsten needs him to do every damn thing. Websites, logos, buy a house, get dinner, cook. Kirsten still ain't cooked nothing. Every time I see them eating, they eat takeout. Every time they're eating takeout, or she baking some of them damn cookies. I'm so sick of Kirsten breaking them cookies, y'all. If I see her putting any more cookies in the oven, I'm going to cut their gas off at that house. I'm going to call the gas company and say, hey, go to apartment 12B and cut that gas off, because I'm sick of her baking these doggone cookies. She was baking them at that open house. I told y'all it was fake. Everybody else started telling me, no, that's how you do it nowadays. I said, it's fake. It's fake. It's for her to present her self in a way, because Kirsten likes to cover up who she really is. She likes to cover up who she really is. She really isn't all this confident. Here she is bringing cookies to Dr. Pepper. One trick pony. Cookies for everybody. Cookies for the open house. A cookie for the mentees. Cookies for Dr. Pepper. Girl. Kirsten. Just when I start to want to give her a hug last week, she ended up getting under my skin a little bit this week. But I'm so happy that finally she is starting to come around. And finally she's trying to act like a wife. But come to find out, now we know what she's doing it for. Kirsten said when she saw Shaq pulling away, she said she better step up her game. Soon as Shaq started stepping away from her, she said she better step up her game. And that's the same thing that happened over there with Air. As soon as Jasmine says, I'm done with you, then he started talking about, okay, now I'm ready to go deep. This is how I know Kirsten gets taken. This is how I know how Kirsten has probably been in bad relationships out in the real world. Because let me tell you who dates a woman like Kirsten. Dogs. Men who are strong hunters. The only man that will continue to chase Kirsten and wait for a kiss after 30, 45 days. The only man who will wait this long is a man who's also dating multiple women, because they're not dependent all on Kirsten for any of his love, affection, or whatever else. And also another man who is a heavy hunter, who has stamina, who knows how to hunt women real hard. So more than likely, she's going to attract a man, okay, who may be a cheater, okay, because no man's going to put all their eggs in Kirsten's basket, so he's going to be doing stuff on the side, but still taking her out. And the other man is going to be a man who's a heavy hunter, because he's going to like the chase of Kirsten, and it's going to be a game to him. But once he gets her and devours her, he's going to want to throw her away. Because what we're finding out about Kirsten is that even after you have the hunt and you have the kill and you have the capture, it's not much there. It's not much there afterwards. So it's a big build up. It's a real big build up, but then it's sort of a letdown. Because she told us she had a bachelor's and a master's, and now she's over here asking Shaq to build a website and a logo in 2023. I could go on Wix.com and build a website in an hour. I can go on Canva and have a logo in 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds. And this is what she's asking her husband to do. We already know what Kirsten's love language is. We know what it is, people. It's acts of service. She may have others, but we definitely know that her love language is acts of service, because she even said it, that when Shaq agreed to build that website and do a logo and was sketching it out, she said her panties was getting wet. She goes, ooh, I love a man that takes charge. Remember she said, I want a man that's a leader at all times. What she's saying is, I want a man to do everything at all times, and I don't want to do nothing. I don't even want to decorate a house, learn to take care of a plant. I don't want to learn how to cook. All I want to do is bake cookies. That's all I want to do, is bake cookies. Now we know probably why she left her real field of study, which was she got a master's and a bachelor's degree in some field of study, and she's over here doing real estate because she probably didn't want to work over there in that field. It was probably too much work. She wanted to do real estate where she thinks she doesn't have to work that much, going to work when she wants to do her own schedule. That's what a lot of real estate agents think, and then they realize how hard it is, and if you really want to make money, you got to work a lot. Kirsten ain't trying to do that. Kirsten ain't trying to work all them hours. Kirsten's trying to sell one house a year. One house a year. That's what Kirsten's trying to do. That's why she probably ain't even with no real company talking about I need a logo on a website. Girl, go sign up with Keller Williams or Remax, Century 21. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Shaq's like, buy you a house. I got a whole PhD to care for. I got a whole pay for. Shaq probably got a PhD, a master's, and a bachelor's he's still paying for. Who knows how much student debt these two got between them? You talking about a master's, a bachelor's, a PhD on Shaq's end, a master's and a bachelor's on Kirsten's end, and even Kirsten ain't even working full time. She ain't working full time. We know the real estate market is a trash. It's trash right now. Kirsten ain't making no money. She over here talking about you gotta buy me a house and do me a logo and a website. Ugh. Goodness, people. Goodness. So Dr. Pepper finally shows up with them too. And Kirsten talking about good because I got a lot of questions. I'm sure she does. She got questions and no answers. Because Kirsten always got a lot of questions. She just doesn't have any answers. She said, got a lot of questions for Dr. Pepper. But good thing Dr. Pepper did say in the receptions is they said, I'm going to deviate from the Bible. And when I say do unto others as you would have them do unto you, I'm with you, Dr. Pepper. That does not work in relationships, because then what you're doing is you're doing for others according to your love language. Just like Dr. Pepper said, no, you need to speak the love language of your partner. Just like Kirsten is laying it out for Shaq, her love language is acts of service. Acts of service. Do stuff. Do stuff. That's what she wants. She wants you to do stuff for her before she's willing. Shaq might think her Shaq might think her love language was words of affirmation. Kirsten said, I've always gotten words of affirmation. People have told me I'm beautiful my whole life. I don't need you to keep telling me I'm beautiful. I need you to do something. Like she said, be a leader, step up. It's all these cold words. She don't really know how to express it, but that's what she's saying. She wants you to be her slave. Be my slave, and then I'll love you. As soon as you finish doing something, she's gonna come up with something new. And like he said, he said, okay, I could do that. I could do this website and this logo on one night. And he said, oh, you gonna pay me for it? And she said, oh, you can get paid in other ways. And she probably would. She probably would, because she would be thankful for it. She would be thankful for it. But the problem may be that how many acts of services do you have to do to get paid by Kirsten? Her pay is probably low. She pay you, but she probably pay you real low pay. You be doing these big acts of service, but when she want to pay you in return, it probably be down here, a minimum wage. Your reward is minimum wage. She probably gonna bake you some cookies. You're gonna build a whole website, do a logo, build her a house, and she gonna bake you some cookies. Lordy, let me get off Kirsten. Let me keep going on this episode, y'all. Let me keep going. But Dr. Pepper did right. He went back into her past and went back to those parents. Like I said, go on back, Dr. Pepper. Wind them years back on these people. Wind it back. And finally, Kirsten says, well, my parents divorced when I was young. My parents split up. And it was shameful. Okay, y'all, did you hear the word shameful? Okay, not everybody describes their divorce of their parents as being shameful. Now, my parents divorced, I told y'all, but would I describe it as shameful? No, I didn't feel no shame because my parents broke up. I was hurt. I was sad. I was heartbroken. But shameful, that tells you, like I told you, she likes to present an image, and the image of coming from divorced parents, and who knows what the divorce was over. Maybe it was a shameful reason why they got divorced. Maybe it was the talk of the town. She was probably embarrassed by maybe some of the acts that maybe her mother or father did, and she was ashamed. That's a whole another level. Like I said, and this is how she has learned to start to paint a perfect picture. Okay, she's talking about feeling shame way back when she was, 7 years old. So she talks about how she would lock herself up and kept all her sadness to her and didn't talk to anybody. I thought you was a daddy's girl. I thought you was a daddy's girl. What you talking about? You pent stuff inside and didn't have anyone to talk to. Which is it? Are you a daddy's girl, or did you go in your corner and start to learn to take care of yourself and then express your emotions? It's the latter. Like I tell you, the whole story of being a daddy's girl, that was the perfect picture. The real story is her daddy really was not emotionally available, and she was off in the corner, and maybe her mother was dealing with her own grief and had to learn how to take care of her and her brothers and sisters and had to work a lot. Just tell the real story. Then you can understand where people come from. Just like Shaq said, now I can understand her a little bit better. That's what I'm saying. All this covering up your past and where you're from, all it does is hurt you later on in relationships, because then people don't get a chance to know you because they're meeting your representative. Clinton is over here dealing with the same thing with Gina. Clinton is over here dealing with the same with Gina. Too many people putting on facades, coming in with their representatives because they're too afraid to show who they really are. And then next thing you know, you wonder why you can't connect with anybody because the person sitting in front of you is a fraud. And you're so afraid of the person finding out who you really are that you put all this stuff in between you, a pickiness. Like I told you from the very beginning, Kirsten's pickiness is a way to make you keep working harder. Now that you guys know, let me bring this full circle. Now that you guys know that Kirsten's love language is acts of service, hear me out. How do you think you get people to continue doing stuff for you? You know how you keep them keep doing stuff for you? You become picky. When they bring you one thing, you say, no, that's not what I want. That's not good enough. Then you know what you get? You get another acts of service because they go out and do something else for you. And you keep being picky and turning stuff down so that people continually keep trying to please you. So guess what you do? You get to sit back and receive all these acts of service till you get full and happy and be like, okay, now I'm ready to give you something in return. Let me go bake you some cookies. Oh, good Lord. Kirsten kind of is almost as bad as Eris in some ways. Well, I can't. No. Shut up, Deborah. She ain't that bad. But let me tell you, she got some years to unwind. She got a lot of years to unwind. And then Shaq is over here dealing with his own stuff from his past, from his mama, when he was talking about his mama was busy. His mama had a lot of things to heal and take care of, and so he felt he didn't get enough love and attention when he grew up. So now he's in this marriage and he's being triggered because he got this woman that don't want to give him no love and attention. Woo, Shaq said, I'm triggered. I'm triggered in this marriage. This is not what I want. I wanted a woman who was going to be attentive and love on me because I didn't get it from my mama. And the next thing I know, I'm married to the complete opposite. I'm married to a woman that is not attentive or loving on me at all. She don't even want to kiss me. I didn't get enough hugs and kisses from my mama, and now I ain't getting none from my wife. Shaq was fit to be tied in this marriage, fit to be tied. And now all of a sudden, Kirsten is coming around, and Shaq is like, I'm still angry, I'm still bitter. But you know what? I'm glad he made strides in this episode. He said, let me go back in. I know what I need to do. He says, I know how to step up. I know how to be the man I need to be. I know how to be a leader. Let me do this, a body painting exercise with Kirsten. I was like, Shaq, get them thighs, get them big old thighs on Kirsten. Stop working on them arms. Get down on them thighs between them legs and stop painting like this. Short strokes. Paint with some long strokes, Shaq. It's supposed to be long strokes. Make it sensual. He acted like he was really painting at a paint sip. Shaq acted like he was at a paint sip. He was over there painting and sipping on his tea. And Kirsten over here grinding on him, doing a little dance, and he over here drinking his tea. Boy, this ain't no paint and sip. Lord have mercy. I was like, poor Shaq. Poor Shaq. Shaq don't have no hunt in him. Shaq does not have hunt in him, but that also means to let you know he ain't no dog out here. He don't just chase tail all the time. A lot of you think it's because he got sugar in his tank. No, he ain't got no strong hunt, but it also tells you he's a true and genuine person because he don't have a lot of practice doing this kind of stuff. He don't have a lot of practice doing it because a real hunter would have been, forget the arms. That man would have been down there on them juicy thighs of Kirsten, between them legs. That's where he would have been painting. He would have gone straight to that area. Boom. He wouldn't have cared that they was on TV. Shaq later on, he on the after party talking about he was still respectful of Kirsten. She don't want you to be respectful of Shaq. She wants you to disrespect her in the bedroom. Don't be respectful, Shaq. Don't be respectful or be disrespectful. What's that old Janet Jackson song? Do it to me like you don't love me. Woo! I tell you, y'all, it was something to watch. It was something to watch. They had their whipped cream and strawberries, and he goes, you want another one? You want another one? She was like, yeah, give it to me. Kirsten, let me tell you, who would have known all you had to do was a website and a logo, and she would have been ready to go. You think that painting was what got her in the mood? It wasn't that painting and them strawberries and whipped cream that got her in the mood. What got her in the mood was when he agreed to build her a logo and a website. Acts of service. That's what got her in the mood. That's what got her in the mood. At the end, she says, well, I don't want to let anybody know if we did something. Too bad, because we already see the previews. And Shaq told everybody, oh, we consummated our marriage, everybody. He's like, we got some. I hope these two can work it out. I really do. But I don't know. It seems like every time Shaq does something, Kirsten raises the bar. And just when I thought that maybe they was going to be on the right road to this, we hear next week she going to ask for a whole house. Oh, Lordy. But that's it, y'all. Be sure to watch my other videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on this video, and click on these links. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.